But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Get this man
you can't do that.
It's been very interesting watching the aftermath of Aaron the Plumber from the Pop the Balloon show as parts of his past have come to light, and seeing people, I guess, castigate him or condemn him for his past, even though it appears that he has rebuilt himself into a gainfully employed six-figure guy. What it shows is that there really isn't a lot of grace given, either if you're a guy who is straight and on the up and up from the beginning all the way through, or if you're a guy who had a misstep and things just don't go the way that you might want them to go.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
The reaction to Aaron the Plumber corroborates many of the things that we've come to understand about the black male experience. If he's a guy who built himself up after a criminal past, and maybe he's arrogant because he has done a good job of reinventing himself, there's a problem with that. And if he's a guy who's socially awkward and not really good at talking to girls, there's a problem with that. Or if you're a guy who doesn't want to date a baby mother, there's a problem with that. In fact, we see rules all the time suggesting that what a good man is a moving scale.
I saw something on the internet that said men be like, I make six figures, and the six figures be 103,837. And I'm no mathematician, but 103,837. That's six figures.
In a world where it's increasingly difficult for many men, and especially black men, to pin down the exact definition of what a good man is, we're seeing an evolution of what our counterparts are seeing as a good woman. And that goes from having children to being a baby mother to a variety of other things that traditionally were not necessarily accepted by men. And it is in this environment that we have to make a decision about the kind of guy we're going to be.
Congratulations to you, man. I heard you just closed on 3 multi-million-dollar contracts.
Yes. That was, yeah.
But then your wife left you. Life, bro.
You can tell in the long, deep breath that this gentleman took before responding to the question that he lost something much more than just a loving wife and his family in that divorce. He lost the idea of something that he had probably believed in since he was a young boy. And even in this situation where a gentleman signs a couple multi-million-dollar contracts, the reaction is the same. You could see it in the way people responded. I hate to see a marriage end, but there are two sides to every story suggesting that there is something he could have done to be a better husband. Or this comment, some women get tired, we don't care about money or materialistic things, which again shows the moving target. If the guy's making too much money and he's not home enough, that's a problem. If he's not making enough money and he's helping around the house, maybe he's just not the masculine guy that's attractive. Yes, $1 million contract and she left. I would love to hear her side. Again, you're hearing the same point. Guy signs $1 million deals, something is still wrong. And of course, when guys see this, there's only one way you can really react to it, and you have to reevaluate your paradigm of what a good guy is. Because if you're a good guy and it's not working, you got to do something else. And he speaks exactly to that.
So are you asking a question?
Yeah, I guess the question is, man, did that make you be like, well, maybe this is timing, it just is what it is, or like?
I had a revelation. And the revelation is, young kings, focus on the bag. After you get the bag, choose what's best for you. Not what you want, choose what's best for you. Before you get to the bag, do your due diligence to pray to whoever it is you pray to, or meditate that your blessings actually be on hold until you are aligned with your destiny so that you don't lose your blessings. I need you to understand, focus on your bag, pray, meditate that you have the discernment to have people in your life who are going to elevate you and not suck you dry.
Or how about this comment? Yet most people don't leave you after you make the $1 million unless you kick them to the curb, suggesting that he was the one who kicked her to the curb and that he was not the best husband he could have been, and that again, he was at fault even if he was wildly successful. But then you start seeing the responses to the guys who got what he was talking about, the big picture. All of the women asking for the wife's side of it, he not once bashed her or talked ill of her. All he did was give young men advice in a kingly fashion. And here's the rub and the point of my video. For a lot of guys, we have been told that if you do things the right way, if you play by the rules, if you are a good man, things are going to fall into place. And what we're starting to see for more and more quote unquote good guys is that when you do things by the book, when you follow the rules that you were told were going to work and it falls apart, you have to take a deep breath and reevaluate the way you're going to interact with that set of rules. And you could see that when he took that deep breath before he responded, because behind that deep breath was a lot of expectations on the other side of it from the other half that weren't met. And so now he has to recalibrate. He has to recreate, better yet, that nice guy, the good guy that he thought was going to get what he wanted. That guy's got to go. And you got to replace him with somebody else. I think for us as men, especially as nice guys, we have a couple of points in our lives that we have to confront. The first one, of course, is when you notice that the quote unquote agreement, if you will, is not a fair one and the rules keep changing. It's a moving target. And you have to come to grips with the fact that it's a moving target and you have to decide how you're going to move in that environment. And I think a lot of guys in the space probably are in that area. But then there's the second part of you that says, I have to not only realize that that doesn't exist or that those rules are always going to be moving, but you have to make a decision that, hey, listen, the rules are unfair, so I just can't play by that set of rules anymore. And that second milestone is where many guys, and I would count myself in that group, have to look at the inner nice guy in you and say, you have to go. You no longer belong here. And that step is one I think that more and more nice guys are making. And when you start seeing, or should I say, continue seeing these videos of young ladies saying that guys don't act like the way they used to, or where are the real men, it's a call for that back. And the truth of the matter is, there have been so many guys, nice guys, who have tried to play by a certain set of rules. And when you get to the point and you realize, if I keep doing that, not only am I going to lose, but it's going to consume me, you are forced to make a different decision. And it is that move that I think dims the world in a little way, because the nice guy that normally would have done the nice guy thing a couple of weeks, days, months before, that guy doesn't do that anymore. And then maybe there's a young lady who's the right girl, who's being very nice and waiting for that guy to come along. But the guy who's that nice guy has gotten burned, or he's seen the agreement change so many times that it's not worth it for him, and she loses out. And it's the kind of law of diminishing returns. But the truth of the matter is, there's only so much of you that you can extend before you extinguish the flame, the fire that's inside of you. And before you help those other people, you got to take care of that flame that's inside of yourself. That comes first. Maybe it's a sad truth, or maybe it's just an unfortunate reality, but that nice guy inside of you, if he's going to extinguish that flame, you got to extinguish that nice guy first. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.